In 75-degree water, the largemouth bass operates as a flawlessly tuned apex predator. It is an explosive ambush hunter, built to strike in milliseconds. But this power comes with a strict biological catch. The bass is an obligate poikiothermic ectotherm. It generates zero internal body heat, meaning the temperature of its internal organs is entirely dictated by the surrounding water. In that summer warmth, the fish's cellular engine hums. Digestive enzymes process protein rapidly, converting meals into immediate kinetic energy to fuel the next hunt. Then, a severe spring cold front rolls in. Within hours, the surface water temperature can plummet by 10 degrees Celsius. This environmental shock drops the animal's core temperature and triggers a cascading, involuntary shutdown of its biological processes. Because it cannot produce its warmth, the rapid cooling of the lake physically dismantles the predator's physiological machinery from the outside in. A 10-degree drop in water temperature acts as a violent physiological brake on the fish's metabolism. This chart maps the Q10 temperature coefficient. For every 10-degree drop, a cold-blooded animal's metabolic output is cut in half. As the temperature variable drops on the graph, respiration falls, and the heart is mathematically forced to beat at half speed. That mathematical reduction translates into immediate physical consequences within the fish's bloodstream. Through viscoelastic dynamics, the dropping temperature physically alters the blood. It thickens, taking on the sluggish consistency of cold motor oil. This thick, slow-moving blood struggles to pump through the circulatory system. It fails to adequately deliver oxygen to the gastrointestinal tract, creating an internal bottleneck. The Q10 coefficient is the strict mechanism that starves the predator's internal organs of the aerobic energy they require to function. Beyond the failing cardiovascular system, the cold exerts an even more extreme toll at the microscopic scale, directly impacting the fish's digestive enzymes. Looking at the red line on the right side of this chart, between 30 and 40 degrees, enzymes possess high structural flexibility, but as temperature plummets leftward, the cold strips away kinetic energy. The enzyme structures physically rigidify and lock up. This microscopic lockup causes a lethal physiological state known as gastrointestinal stasis. The stomach simply stops working. Simultaneously, the cold suppresses the autonomic nervous system. The muscular contractions that normally churn the stomach walls grind to a complete halt. If the bass were to consume a meal right now, the food would sit entirely undigested. Left in the stomach, it undergoes opportunistic bacterial putrefaction, literally rotting inside the fish. Attempting to eat during a severe cold front could kill the fish, forcing its biology to completely override its natural urge to hunt. This systemic shutdown reveals a stark truth about overwintering fish, contrasting sharply with the popular myth that they actively choose to hibernate. These predators do not undergo metabolic rate depression. They possess no internal mechanism to intelligently power down their cells or conserve energy on command. Instead, the bass is suffering from the Arrhenius effect. This is a passive, entirely unavoidable physicochemical slowing of its body that forces it into a state of behavioral quiescence. The predator hovers in the dark, suspended near the lakebed. A premium, highly vulnerable meal can swim directly past its face. Its predatory instincts and visual tracking are intact. It sees the prey, but the biological furnace required to generate explosive energy for a strike has been shut off. No matter how perfect the opportunity or how skilled the angler, the apex predator cannot act. Its biology is ultimately and unforgivingly subservient to the laws of thermodynamics.